good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Rhonda
morning.
Chuck, how are you?
Realtor Avery, I'm fantastic. Fantastic.
Wonderful.
Yeah, just open up. I was at an event last night in Rochester. We had a social networking at at the coffee shop, which is in the plaza over on Winton Road, South Winton, where GRA where our board office is. And it was I'm on the Equitable Opportunities Committee, trying to increase ownership and successful realtorship, I should say, in minority communities. And we had a bunch of agents came and some loan officers and part of our community, and it was great. It was a great event. But interestingly, so the leader of our committee, Tysharda Thomas, who's fantastic, she gave an interesting stat, and that in Rochester, the percentage of home ownership on for white homeowners is like 75%, and for Black homeowners is only 33%. And it was just, I know I'm kind of catching you off guard. We didn't really talk about this, but that's what we were doing last night. Equitable. I mean, it goes into everything that we're going to talk about today, which is nurturing your buyers and sharing that love, and how do we care about our buyers? What do we do for our buyers? How can we help our buyers have the best possible experience and for the best possible benefit in becoming homeowners, which is a benefit to our community. I mean, every buyer, no matter who they are. But yeah, but while I was there, you get a little hey Lisa, from someone used to be in brokerage with, former president of our board, Lainey Bittner. She says, hey. She says, I know Lisa.
I know Lainey.
I know Lainey. Yeah.
And and that also segues in a few shows. We're going to have someone on from your association just talking about the benefits of getting involved. And, it's funny because, that's one of the things that we miss sometimes in this biz last time about your AI assistant helping you. And technology can help you a lot. Yep. And because we do so much over the phone, over email, remotely, like we don't always see each other in person, right? Like we talk on the phone, we feel like we know them, we're connected on social media. But sometimes it's at an event like that where you're like, oh, like, let me shake your hand. Let me look you eye to eye, not through a screen. And it just makes the connection so much better. And that, I mean, I think all that even though we said, this isn't really what we're talking about today, but it is, because like that, we're talking today about lead generation, right? And that lead is just someone, didn't we talk in one of our shows, strangers, just a friend you haven't met yet. Those leads are just clients you haven't met yet. So
I've said in our Fast Start classes, I go, there's two kinds of people in this world. There's people you know and people you don't know. Like, that's it.
Right?
You either know them or you don't.
So those leads are on the bubble, right? They want to know you and you want to work with them, but you've got to pop it, get it pop, keep it popping, get that lead.
So,
all right. So
speaking of leads, speaking of current events, so you know me, I love to talk about controversial stuff, right? I'm like, hey, Lisa, let's talk about this. And sometimes you're like, yeah, maybe not so much. It's just a different style. It's all right.
Smiles, everyone. Go ahead, Chuck.
No, but then, hey, have you, I had this great idea to, maybe the thing is I should come up with some kind of lawsuit for the real estate industry. You want to join me and we'll start a class. We'll get a few people to join us. And it seems to be the thing to do these days, to kind of start a lawsuit somewhere within the real estate industry, right?
Yes.
So there was like a new one last week that I read about, where these lead the portals are getting sued for bad leads, I guess is the way to call it, right? And that's kind of their business, like I tell all my clients, my buyers especially, I say, when you find something through that portal, well, fantastic, but you need to follow up with me about that property, because if you follow through the portal, then someone else is gonna be calling you. Like that's their whole business. They're alert. They're here to make money. That's the only thing they're here for. And they're generally speaking, they're not brokers. Zillow excluded. They are a broker, but the other portals are not brokers, and they don't really have to follow all the same rules that we do. Their business is to connect you and then to get paid for that connection, right? And I go, you're already connected with me. So when you see that thing there, just let me know. Cool.
Right.
So there's this thing though, now there's a lawsuit about bad leads. And I was telling in our office meeting yesterday, I go, there's kind of really no such thing. And it's kind of cliche to say there's no such thing as bad leads. But there's kind of no such thing as bad leads. There's just bad, what? You're the queen of follow-up, right? Just follow-up. You have great follow-up. And that's what you showed me is like, hey, this is how I follow up. This is all the tools we have for follow-up. And then like these little quips, as I was telling you on the way in this morning, I was listening to a podcast and a guy was talking about growing up and going out camping and doing things. And he goes, there's no such thing as bad weather. There's just bad preparation. And I was like, oh my God.
Right.
There's no such thing, right? It's like, it's so true. Are you prepared for when this lead comes in? How are you going to follow up? And what is the right level of follow-up? What is the right, not everybody's ready in that first moment for you to like squeeze them and yay and start, they might not be ready. So
no, I think really step one is well, first of all, calling them back, right? I think sometimes we get it in our head that, oh, they're just tire kickers. Right. They're not serious.
I got a big T. I want to say a shout out now for that person who's watching us on YouTube. Yay. We don't know. I just see a 1 there, which is fantastic. They keep watching. But if you are watching, put in the comments, in the chat, where are you from? We love to learn about our audience. Where are you from? If has Gina signed in yet? She's ready.
Not on Facebook. We have a bunch watching on Facebook, but Gina has not shouted out yet. Any moment
Gina,
now.
Where are you? I'm calling. Gina. I had said to Gina, I told her about Fringe Fest. I said you should bring your office up to Rochester for Fringe Fest. And did you see the video of?
Holy moly! Yes.
Wasn't that awesome?
So we need an advance notice for that next year.
Yeah, and that would be so a few agents from my office and I went. And then did you notice at the end there, we met her after the show outside. We were chatting with her out in front of the popcorn place. And interestingly, funny story. We're never gonna do a show today. I'm just gonna tell funny stories. When you're watching that show and you see, amazing girls spinning by her hair and anyway, think of all maybe there's no such thing as a bad show. There's just bad preparation, right? That girl was prepared for that show. Like, talk about preparation, okay?
Yes.
But I had built up a story in my head when I see somebody doing that, thinking, where is she from? What does her voice sound like? Oh, blah, 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 blah. Then after, when I met her after, she's from Minnesota. Right? Not the story I had built in my head, right? It was just, It was funny. So super nice though. She said she lives out in Las Vegas and she's an independent contractor. They sign on with these shows and these promoters that put the shows together, right? So for an amazing experience for their audience, which is kind of the same thing we do as real estate. We put these amazing shows together, for the experience of our clients. So funny story. So Fringe Fest, mark your calendar. Happens the first half of September every year.
All right, I'm going next year. I love that stuff.
Okay, so get back to your story.
All right, so back to leads, right? So and disclaimer, right? If you're as an agent listening to this, you're going to say yes, but I get those scam emails. Yes, we all do. So right off, we're going to discount 15%, which is the legitimate scam, right? So, all right, Chuck doesn't care.
I'm just going to try to distract you this whole show. Like, how can I mess with Lisa? I'm just going to constantly throw little distractions out there.
That was so exciting. All right, so yes, we're disregarding the not legitimate bad actors trying to scam you. But still, that means you've got 85 to 90% of the people reaching out legitimately are curious about real estate, right? And they might be anxious to make a move right now, or they might be just like, hey, we've been in this house for a little while. We want to think about what's going on. Who knows? But step one is follow up. That is the biggest disconnect. The lead comes in, you're busy, you're on an appointment, something's going on. You've got to make sure that you even just, grab your phone, make an appointment,
Yeah.
I'm going to be free at 6 o'clock. Follow up on that lead. So step one is to follow up and do a needs assessment.
Okay.
And then you can figure out how you're going to cultivate that lead.
Yeah. So one thing that I did yesterday, because we did, so when, one of the things that happens when you get a listing is when you're, a Hanna listing agent, is you get this boost campaign, which promotes your listing across all these social media channels, newspapers and social medias and blah, blah, blah. It's great. I noticed, and someone commented, they must have seen it on Facebook, because they commented. And the boost leads it's a gated lead. So in order to get to the next step, to see more information, you need to provide something about yourself. And this particular customer was frustrated by that. She commented, she said, I hate it that you can't see the pictures. And so I saw her comment and I said, okay, no problem. I get you. I feel you. I feel that way sometimes. How about just follow this link? So I pasted the link in there, and then she responded, oh my God, that was so nice. Thank you. Okay. And now we've got a conversation going. I go, listen, I get it. Sometimes you don't want, and we're fine, but let's keep the conversation going. Whatever, you don't have to do it this way. It is a way, it's a path. But if you want to follow a little bit different path, we can customize it. We can tailor it exactly for what you want. Well, so I think your experience was better.
Right. And what's so nice about that is when that person posted a comment, right, that listing agent who has that boost ad running got an email that said a comment's just been made, right? So, and I can tell you, it's, again, funny that you said that, because yesterday in my office, an agent had that happen, right? Somebody posted a comment. The agent emails our office admin and says, hey, can you help me out? I'm not somewhere where I can see this. And she was concerned it was a negative comment, frankly, because it also says, like, you can hide the comment if you want to. So if it was negative, you can.
Sure.
So she emails our admin, and the admin goes in and looks at it and says, no, you're fine. It was just one person telling another person, hey, look at this house. So, like, how fabulous is that? Right.
Right.
So as far as like the story that you told, Chuck, some people might be thinking, oh yeah, but it's a day later, you're responding on social media, and that may as well be a year in real life. No, you as the agent find out immediately that someone made a comment on your boost, and then you can deal with it. It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
So boost so those boost leads. Now let's just pretend they didn't make a comment, but they looked at something. And so from that, you have their email, right?
Most of the time.
Well, sometimes right?
Sometimes you get their phone number too.
Right. So let's just say, all you have is, Lisa Avery looked at this house, and here's her email, right? realtoravery@gmail.com. There you go, right?
There you go.
Got to tie it all together. So you have their email. Now, what do I do with it? Right. So you have an option. You can sign them up for newsletter, right? Because realtoravery@gmail.com was looking at a house in Hamburg. So sign them up for neighborhood news in Hamburg. You could sign them up, put them in your Real Scout Pro plan, and put the auto nurture on for that email, right? So you can decide how much you want to send to that person. Okay. So, and what I like too is some people are like, oh, but if I email them and send them a monthly newsletter and send them this, that's too much. But it's better than the 100 emails they're getting because they clicked on a portal link and now everyone is reaching out to them. So sometimes agents worry about over communicating. I don't think you need to worry about that. I think any communication at this point is going to be helpful. And they've reached out about a property, and always with us, know that unsubscribe button is there. If they don't like it, unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe. I love the unsubscribe. I stay in control. I love it. Yep, for sure. Sometimes I create little folders. So, and then I use a keyword, because a lot of times there's like a common thread in some of these emails, not even just the ones not the ones I want to unsubscribe from, but maybe like the ones where it's a Real Scout, somebody is inquiring or something. You find that common word, and then you just set up a rule so that when an email comes in with that word, it maybe goes into this folder, right? So you don't lose it within the mishmash of all the other emails that you get. And then you set up a little calendar. Part of your scheduling to run your business is I check that folder to see if there's anything new to keep it popping. Okay. I shared our auto nurture screen. Just want to share that and showing, and I think this is awesome. I did buy like an extra 300 I think connections or something, just because I was at my limit and I didn't want anyone to not get it. So I do pay another $10 for another however many extra people can be on.
Yeah, but included with your Hanna Tools is 300.
300. Yeah, 300.
Auto nurture. So, if you're going from, don't worry about extra until you fill your 300. See how it goes.
Exactly. Yes, 100%. Love it. I love it.
And what I loved about it too, Chuck, is, it's as quick as turning on, enabling your auto nurture.
Yeah.
Putting it will automatically put your people in there. The tutorial videos, very short, very good.
Yep.
Within, I think the first one was like a 37-second, hey, here's what it does. The next one was 10 minutes showing a little bit more about it. And it was fantastic. So that auto nurture, again, that's ideal for the people you don't know. You're not sure what they're looking to do.
Yeah.
Let Real Scout, let your auto nurture assistant handle that for you. And then when they're ready to go, now you're going to do more with them.
But Lisa, how do we know they're ready to go? How do we know?
They tell us. My Real Scout nurture assistant tells us.
Oh, the funny thing is they really know. Like that's a little scary. I had a message when I turned on my computer that I had 16,700 something like tracking things going on my computer. And I was like, fine, I don't care, whatever. Listen, the more tracking, the better. If AI, if it can predict what kind of microphone I need or whatever, and then it helps my life, and it says, Chuck, this is the perfect blah 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 for you. Go buy it. Great, I'll go buy it. Fine.
Yeah.
Why do I have to fight again and say clear all my tracking cookies? And no, let the trackers tell me what to buy.
Yes.
Because said no one ever before. I'm like the anti-privacy person, right? Like this is bad, but the tracking actually works. Do we ever talk about the story with the story with Target and the teenage girl? You don't know this one? So this is kind of how it all got going. Like it was a long time. It was like more than 10 years ago, but Target was sending the flyers and the coupons that were coming in the mail to the house were for products that a woman would want when she's pregnant. And they were addressed to this girl. She had an account at Target and she turned out to be 15 years old. And her father, this is a true story, and you can go look this up online, just type Target, girl, pregnant, teenage, AI, the whole thing, and you'll read the story. It's very well known. And the father goes into the store and he gets the manager and he starts berating the manager, like, why are you sending my girl? Like, you want my girl to get pregnant and blah, blah, blah. And the manager didn't know what the heck he was talking about, right? Like, And then later, like a week later, the guy had to go, he went back into the store and he apologized to the manager. Because as it turned out, his daughter was pregnant. and Target, and because of her behaviors that were all being tracked through all these things, the way AI works, Target knew, right? Like the AI knew, and they were tailoring what they were sending to her based that she was going to be going through this event, and it was interesting. It says, not only did they know she was pregnant, or not only can it know, what's going on, but because of what you're buying, it could actually fairly accurately predict the due date, which is right.
Right.
So the ship is sailed, people. We're not fighting it. We're embracing it, and we're making it part of our business, and just get on the boat. We're going.
Yeah. And I think, and that's how I am. You know what? If it's going to be in my life, I'm going to make it earn its keep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you're in my life, you're working for me. No freeloading. No AI freeloaders at my house.
It's like our cats, right? It's like our cats. We have no mice in the house.
See?
No mice, right?
Right. So if this is out there, are you either going to push it away and say no, thank you, or are you going to say yes, please?
For a moment, we went up to 3 viewers on YouTube. Now we're back down to 2. So thank you to the two of you who are watching us on YouTube. Thank you. If you're watching us on Facebook, thank you. You know,
Yes.
we need to remember to say thank you more often. We had another viewer for like 2 seconds. I don't know what happened.
They'll be back.
He'll be back. We'll keep it popping.
Yes. No, seriously. I actually, Chuck, when you were talking about being at an event, I thought you were going to say, someone said, "Oh, I know you from the show," but
no.
Anyway,
right?
All right. So seriously, let's get back to your leads, right? So yes, the best thing is you're out there. You have a new property for sale. You send out your 50 just listed postcards. Someone calls you and says, "Hey, I'd like to see that house." You show it to them. They buy the house. That is an awesome lead, right?
Okay.
Let's say, yes, Chuck, that's an awesome lead. You don't have to think about that.
Yes, that is awesome. Yeah. You've got 3 different levels, Lisa. Like you're a next level realtor, and you kind of got a slow path, and then a medium, average, and then like a fast. Like that's your fast guy, right?
That's fast.
Okay.
I see this house. I want this house. Please let me buy this house. That's super fast. Like you don't have time to follow up, right? But then you go into, then your lead follow up is, thank you. Thanks for buying a house with me. Here's an anniversary card. Here's a testimonial request. Like tell your friends and family about me. Agents who do thank you client appreciation events. So that person now is in the rest of your life follow-up plan, right? But let's say they get your postcard and they don't call you, but they scan the QR code and they want to see the value of their house. Right now, you're putting them on a maybe a slower. Maybe you send them a little thank you note. Hey, thanks for checking the value of your home. If you'd like a more specific or a more accurate, I'd be happy to do a home analysis. No obligation, whatever. Let's say they come
every single year. It's part of your retirement plan. It's part of your financial wealth. It's part like right? You should get that analysis every year, just like your CPA or CFA sends you that your 401k review, right? And when you put money into that stuff or whatever your financial investment are, you don't just throw the money in it and be like, well, I'm praying, No, you might have to make an adjustment. You might have to move some of the allocation from this to that, whatever. Your house is similar. So Lisa, you're doing your annual review with your homeowners. That's awesome.
Yes. So that's lead follow-up, right? But let's just say you've got those. Again, I talk a lot about the boost leads because I think those are those kind of soft leads. They're out there. They're curious about real estate. Help them, right? Because right now they see something, they click, they look at it, they're searching. You can take your boost leads and set them up for a little auto nurture on, say, Real Scout. And now instead of them going and looking at properties and maybe clicking on whoever, you set the search up. So you are the source of information. You're sending them houses every week or every day. When they come up, you can decide how often you're going to send it to them. And now you're their real estate person. And the beauty is you may not even know their real name because all you have is their email address. Right. And so but they might start thinking of you as their realtor. That happens to realtors too. If they use, again, if they're with us and they're using Open to Close, our Spacio open house system, that puts them in, it starts a search. Someone may be very, little aloof at an open house, but now they start getting information. We've had them call agents 6 months later. Hey, that house that you sent me today, I'd like to see it. And what does the agent do? Oh, house today. Let me go in and look. And then, oh yeah, the one on Elm Street. I'm happy to show it to you. Oh, Friday or Saturday, what works better for you? Because you have been their agent, because your assistant has been keeping up on it for you.
And and something we talked about yesterday in our meeting, as I said, you don't have to have done the buyer appointment explaining how you get from blah blah blah, A to B, from alpha to omega. You don't have to do that appointment before you set them up on search. Like, if they say, hey, I want to look in this neighborhood, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2,000 square feet, blah, blah, blah. Great. Here you go. Boop, 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 boop. Set them up on search. Because they could do that. They could go on to any of the portals and set up their own search and stuff. Like that's not like considered what's required, that you're actually you're delivering brokerage level services, So go for it. Set that up. It's the thing that leads into that appointment. Oh, you want to go see that? You want to see that property on Wednesday at 3:00? awesome. Listen, meet me at my office on Tuesday at 4 o'clock. And we need about maybe an hour. We got a few things we got to talk about. Right. And because I want to make sure you're ready, because if you want to buy that house, we need to be ready. Right. There's no such thing as bad weather. There's just bad preparation. We need to be prepared.
Right. Right. And there's also, teamwork, right? So I love that you're wearing your first priority jacket, because keep in mind, if you're working with someone and you get them pre-qualified from first priority, you have another team member who's also following up with your people, right? So if you're watching this live, then rates have come down a little scooch. We've got nice favorable rates. So now's the time. If you had someone pre-qualified a month or two ago, your first P rep is going to be reaching out to people. Hey, rates came down a little bit. Just want to make sure you're aware. So your follow-up team, we talk about the technology. We talk about you calling, emailing, stopping by the house, all those different things. And, but rely on your first P mortgage consultant as well. Hey, that's the team approach. If you watch, Sean Manley is the first P rep in my office. So if an agent here is working with someone, it's also like, hey, Sean, can you give, so-and-so a call and just discuss rates? I think, they could use a little, hey, don't keep waiting, right? Because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. We only know what's happening today.
Speaking of your first priority team, today's Wednesday. I think yesterday at 3 o'clock, the national marketing campaign kicked off for the bundle, the buyer bundle product. So this is gonna trend on Instagram or Twitter, however things trend. People are gonna be saying, "Did you bundle? Did you bundle?
Did you bundle?" And because, I just said you don't know what's going to happen in the future, but clearly we did, because we booked Ken Winowski to be on our show next week, president of First Priority. So he will have the answers as to how many people bundled and what's been happening. I know, again, Sean told me that what most people are doing with that bundle savings. Do you know what that is, Chuck?
Going on a vacation.
Nope.
No.
But maybe
getting bill season tickets. No.
Nope. They are buying down their rate.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. So you're saving a little now, but you're saving a ton over the life of the loan. Tons.
Yes.
So you're magnifying that savings by buying down your interest rate. That's brilliant.
Yeah. And again, normally First P will do that calculation. Here's how long you need to stay in the house to recoup what you put in. But who's paying the buy down? First P, Howard Hanna. So it's not costing you anything.
No.
So there is no time to get the money back. You start saving month one, first payment, boom, vacation, bills, game, whatever you want to use that money for.
That's what I call a real estate touchdown.
All right. People are going to start checking out. Okay. Again, you can, that fast, slow, medium. How are you cultivating people? If it's just that little touch point, they're not ready. You think it's going to be a year. You don't need daily emails. You don't need constant phone calls, but you do need to stay in touch, because the worst thing is 8 months from now, they see you out at a party and they're like, hey, you know what? We ended up saving a little faster. We just bought a house. None of us want to hear that, right? So you want to keep reminding them.
That's fantastic. We have this great thing called Front Door. If you need to, because you probably didn't have a home inspection. I mean, it's like, as percentages go, we're still in Western New York is in a low home inspection market. So Front Door.
Yep. Yep. No, always positive. Thanks, Chuck.
Always positive.
But yeah, so call every lead, unless there's the spammer. Again, we understand that 10, 15%, but everyone else should get 3 touches minimum. Phone call, text, email, whatever contact information you have, reach out that way, right? Okay. Do your due diligence to get in touch with them. If that doesn't work, then you know what? Do some kind of soft contact, whether it is a monthly newsletter. The Trending at Home newsletter is beautiful, well done, easy to subscribe.
I have a great idea. I think you should invite them to Frankie Primo's on October 6th to watch the Bills game at our Bills party. I mean, it's a great ticket. It's $60, correct?
Yes,
it's $60. Okay, it's a fun party, and we raise. I mean, the Buffalo team raises an unbelievable amount of money that all goes to benefit Oishei Children's Hospital. So, you know, everybody, if you haven't directly, you know, been a beneficiary of that hospital's, I'm positive you know someone who has. So get that ticket. Join us October 6th. Frankie Primo's watching. Who are they playing the Jets, or who are they playing? No, are they playing? The Texans. That's right. Yeah, you got to get a ticket to see Lisa all up in a twisted up in a pickle in a like a pretzel and stressed out when Stefan Diggs sprains his left ACL.
I have committed to not wearing my Diggs jersey at that game. So don't worry. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. It's always a great time. We'll throw it up the QR code, or reach out to me or Chuck and tell us you're coming. We'll make sure to say hello to you and look for you when you get there.
Right. Awesome. Okay.
Yes.
Well, great. Cool. That is going to be fun. I did not go last year, but I'm inviting lots of people, and I'm going to be there. So yeah, cool. It was a fun time. All right. So lead follow-up, you know, just step one, always, again, three attempts minimum to connect with the people, and 3 different ways, and not 3 calls in a row. Like, give a day or 2 in between, right? Like, but put them on your list and use whatever you have. Quantum, for example, if someone responds to your just listed or just sold postcards, a lot of time all you have is their address. Mail them a note, send them a thank you note, send them a little card. Hey, here's my information. Happy to help. You know what I got yesterday? Take a guess.
Postcard?
No, close though. No, even better. I got a nice text message from my friend who said, Chuck, happy anniversary for you and Kathy. So yesterday was our anniversary, and a friend of mine sent me a text message. Thank you. And he sends it to me every year on our anniversary. And I'm just like, you know what? And I forget every year. I forget that I'm going to get that text from my friend. And then it arrives. And I'm like, oh my God, he thought he's thinking of me. Oh, so nice. Right.
Right.
And I was just like, oh, and then I'm like, why don't I send a nice text message to everybody? Hey, you know, congratulations, whatever it is. And just little things, little points of gratitude, little things to show your appreciation, making people feel appreciated, important, staying connected that's the magic. Like, you will be, oh my God, it'll be bananas if you just do that.
And you know what's really nice, Chuck? I'll bet he felt good writing that text.
100%.
Right. It's not one way. When I send, I mean, I like to send my happy birthday text, and I like to do that little screen pop-up of the little birthday party emoji. It makes me feel good to see it. And so when I send it out, I'm like, they feel good. I feel good.
Yes.
See?
See? Yeah, no, absolutely. Give people the opportunity to do something nice for you. Mm-hmm. Right. I had a call last week, I think, and I was meeting with one of my agents, and before the meeting, she was over, I think, rolling through Dunkin' Donuts or something, and she messaged me, hey, I'm going to Bala, you know, can I get you anything? And I just said, I go, yeah, absolutely. I'd love a thing, whatever. Like, and whether I really wanted it or not, doesn't matter, because I knew that if I said no, even though like that's a polite thing to say, no, I don't want anything. No. But then you're taking that opportunity away from them to do something nice that they clearly want to do. So be ready to receive those wonderful gifts. So this is a whole Michael Jr. thing. Maybe we'll have to do a show on Michael Jr. Be ready to do a show. Yeah, Michael, he's great. Oh my God, it's awesome. All right, Michael Jr. in the future. But Don Simonetti coming up soon in our future. We talked about that. He's our president elect. He's going to be president next year, I think, of our board, and we're going to talk about getting involved with your board. So cool. All right. Lisa, all right. Thanks as always. You're the best. Cheers.